I don't know if you're like me, but once the fall comes around, I don't know how to act unless once October comes around. When October comes around, I want to read all the books. I want to read all the horror. I want to read all the thrillers. I just keep on adding and adding and adding and adding. It's ridiculous. All right, besties, like, I really don't know how to act. And by the way, hold up. Can we just appreciate this shirt? Like, look at him. Look at Ghostface, all right? Look at. What is that saying?
First, we need to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Francine, happy birthday.
Yeah, that. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's just go into this right now. Let's just get rid of this one. All right. It's about 4 college friends who came from Massachusetts. They moved to New York. They have this particular friend. His name is Jude, and he's been through some trauma in his life. He's battling his demon. They weren't like aware of what he'd been through. I'm gonna probably cry. It's gonna haunt me for life. Listen, it's gonna be a horror movie. It's gonna be a vlog, a horror vlog coming to a theater near you. Ginnie's facing her fears, the horror movie that's gonna kill me. Bestie, the other book that I'm reading that is part of my Alpha Readers Club in my Patreon, you need to join already. I don't know what you're waiting for, but if you're not there, I don't know. I don't know why you don't want to be part of my club. I'm kind of like the Eddie Munson of BookTube, all right?
This is Hellfire Club, not Babysitting Club.
So it's the Alpha Readers Club book pick, and that book is Pet Sematary. Listen, I am super excited about reading this book because I love the movie first and foremost. So that means the book is gonna be epic. I mean, yes, Stephen King says that this book is his most terrifying book yet. So in this one, we are following a family that they moved to Maine into this beautiful house. The thing is that there's like this like street in front of the house where like trucks just go zooming past. That's kind of similar to where I live, you know? These cars instead go zooming past here. You know what? I'm sorry about that, guys. That just triggered a moment in me. But I digress. Let's talk about Pet Sematary. There's also like this weird pathway that leads to a pet cemetery. And the Creed family, which is actually the family that moved into this beautiful home, they're going to learn that sometimes things are better left dead. Ooh, yes. So I'm super excited for this one, and I'm even more excited to be reading it with my patrons. I'm so happy about this that I can't wait to like annotate the crap out of it. But yes. Who gets excited for like horror? I mean, other horror people, right? We love this stuff. Okay, so bestie, you remember that TBR knockout that I was doing that I actually have not been mentioning because I kind of been neglecting it a little bit? Well, I decided to kind of bring it back out because the fall readathon that has its own server, it's called Crescent Moon Readathon. That's actually linked down below. Well, that kind of sparked that, you know, like excitement again. Here's the numbers and here's the graphic for it. This is one of the books that ended up being picked by the number generator, Pretty Girls by Karen Slater, and I'm excited for this book because I've never read a Karen Slater book, yet I've heard so many amazing things about it. I am not too sure about this book, actually. I just know that it has a shitload of trigger warnings. And it's like a thriller and a mystery. And there's sisters and strangers and survivors. There. That's what I know. That's what you're getting, bestie. Yeah. So bestie, here's another book that I'm pretty excited about reading because this is one that I actually wanted to try to read this year. The Bone Maker by Sarah Beth Durst. All right, bestie. So the reason I'm excited for this one is because listen to this, right? So 25 years ago, right, these 5 like heroes, they kind of like defeated this corrupt bone maker. And the leader, who her name is Kreia, she kind of like exiled herself because her husband died. So her only mission kind of became to try to bring him back to life. Now the thing is that her trying to bring him back to life is like not a thing. You're not supposed to do that. Like that's against the law of like the bone makers. That's a no-no. 5 warriors, 1 broken, 1 gone soft, 1 pursuing a simple life, 1 stuck in the past, and 1 who should be dead. Their stories should have been finished, but evil doesn't stop just because someone once said the end. Doesn't this sound great? I'm hoping that it's as good as it sounds, and I'm gonna tell you all about it hopefully next month, because I'm hoping I can finish this in time. Okay, so the other book that was chosen for me, although it's not dark like I wanted, but hey, beggars can't be choosy, and you know, it can't all be dark.
My whole life is a dark room. One big dark room.
I was still excited because it is by a Latinx author, and that book is Don't Ask Me Where I'm From by Jennifer De Leon. And I'm so sorry that these people always decide, hey Ginnie, we're gonna start making noise on your video, but you know what, we're gonna add that as like a creepy aesthetic sounding noise to this video. Okay, so let's just roll with it. And guess what, guys, that is a prompt in my fall readathon, so perfect. All right, besties, so for this one, I'm actually not too sure what it's about. However, I do know it's about like race and identity, and you kind of trying to figure yourself out in a sense, and being like a Latina in this like white community. I'm excited to read this one, and that was from TBR Knockout. All right, besties, so as you already know, last month I gave a second chance to the Infernal Devices trilogy. This month I'm going to continue on with Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. Yeah, not really much to say about it other than this is the sequel, and keep on finding out about Tessa's story, and possibly keep getting annoyed by Tessa, keep on maybe enjoying Will's, you know, being an asshole. And keep loving on Jem. Yeah, we're gonna keep on with this. Then the other thing that I'm buddy reading this month in my Patreon actually is Verity by Colleen Hoover. I am excited to read this because, as you know, I definitely fell in love last month with Colleen Hoover after reading It Ends With Us. Like, hello. And you best to believe that I threw in It Starts With Us in my whichever way it goes wish list. By the way, next month is my birthday month. For all my family members that are watching this, and my best friends, and all the people that, you know, that might be, you know, you didn't, maybe, yeah, you get the hint, right? Listen, I'd rather throw it out there. You know, my wish list is down below in case you want to give me something. Okay, so I'm kind of going somewhat into this blind. So all I know is that we're following Lowen, who happens to be like this struggling author. However, she's given like this job of a lifetime. So she has to go to this like famous author's house, Verity, to like kind of like complete a series that she's not able to complete herself. She ends up like uncovering like page after page of like secrets or something like that. Oh, the other thing that I know, bestie, is that it has something to do with like the death of Verity's daughter. I hear that it's like dark and thrilling and mysterious, and I can't wait. It's like bone chilling. It's supposed to knock me off my feet. I'm supposed to like go crazy over it. I don't know. So yeah, Verity, I'm so excited. I am so excited for this month's book. If you couldn't tell already, like, you know how people count down for Christmas? I'm the one that counts down for October, okay? I think I'm gonna make that a thing. I think that on my shelf, I'm gonna have a countdown to October from now on. I'm gonna look for that. If you guys know of any of that being available, let me know. For me, it's Halloween. It's Halloween, okay? That brings me joy and happiness, because Christmas is like, yeah, I get happy, but Halloween, and then my birthday is literally the next day. So it's like, I am also excited for this book, guys, and I ordered the UK version. I love the cover of the UK version more than the US version. So that book is Nosferatu, and I said that so Spanish, Nosferatu. Okay, and that's by Joel Hill, and if you don't know, he is Stephen King's son. Did I say Stephen King before? I hope I didn't say Stephen King before, because sometimes, because of the spelling, my brain just wants to say Stephen. I hope I didn't say that before. Anyways, I got so excited when I started seeing his books, and then when my boo M had it on her wish list and I had it on my wish list, and then I was like, you know what, screw this, because I gifted her some books, and yeah, I was just like, I gotta read this with her. So yeah, we are buddy reading this together, even though the funny thing is that I only know very little of it. It's something about serial killer, and I don't know if he like takes children or like hitchhikers, or he picks up children. Listen, okay, I don't, like I said, I don't know too much about it. So yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so this one was just thrown in here because I don't got no chill. This was part of my TBR. Like, I added this because, again, I don't got no chill. And that is a discovery of witches, because I've been wanting to read this one for like ages. I don't know, I just feel like this is the year for me to read it. It's like historical, and it just reminds me of like Anne Rice for some reason, and it's about witches, and it's just perfect for now. And I'm tweaking out. Okay, I don't know too much about it, but I hear so much about it.
You know, my favorite thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie.
I just had a Harry Styles moment right there. All right, I think I can move on. I think there's like a romance between a witch. I don't remember if it's between a witch and a vampire or something. I know it's like a forbidden romance. That's something that's there. But anyways, listen, I want to read this. And that's it. I gifted this to my bestie too. You know, my brain is not functioning. I know I gifted my bestie, my wifey, and my boo. So I gifted this book to her too, so we could buddy read it together. I would really appreciate it if you could go subscribe to her channel, because she's back. Okay? Another book that I'm planning to read, and hopefully it happens, and it's part of my 22 books to read in 2022. In case you haven't seen that video, I don't know where you've been, because that video was posted like in January, I think, or February. It's right up there in case you haven't, you know. But you could be new here, so if you are, hi, welcome. I'm Ginnie. It's this book right here. You could be saying the same thing about me, about why I haven't read this. And you know what? In that case, then we're even. The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I plan on reading this, you know, and it's part of that list, so I have to read it. I should know what this book is about, but I don't really know too much about it. It's like some kind of exclusive, like, remote wedding in Ireland, and somebody dies, and that's what we gotta figure out. The thing is, bestie, that you should know that a lot of times I go into my books blind. It's just better that way. That's my logic, and just accept that. All right? Then the other book I am planning to read this month is The Whisper Man by Alex North. Yet, bestie, You know, this is another book that I don't know nothing about, but I do know that it's about like some kind of like serial killer, but this one was kind of like caught. However, I think there's like supposed to be like a copycat or somebody that was his helper and they weren't never caught, something to that effect, and they gotta figure out who's doing it. I mean, that's basically what it is when it comes to thrillers and mysteries. Is like you gotta figure out who's doing it, and that's it. And come to think about it, I could use this for the night vibes prompt in my fall readathon because a lot of it takes place at night. And I was also reading it a lot at nighttime. Also, bestie, in case you didn't check out that video, you could check it out right here and also join us in that server, the Crescent Moon Readathons, down below. But definitely check out that video.